Yes guys, it's your boy Cam, CTB, Cam Talks Boxing, back with another video. Tank Davis v Ryan Garcia, 9 days out. The next face of boxing, who will it be? Here's my breakdown and prediction. Yes guys, let's go straight into it. One thing I want to say, heads up, this is my first prediction, my early prediction, even though we're 9 days out. I honestly feel like it can change next week. I'll do another prediction next week if it changes. But guys, I'm just so torn between what could happen with so many unknowns. But in this video, I'm going to put my pride aside. For me, I really want Ryan Garcia to win. I like him more as a fighter, as a person. I think he's just the way he acts. I like what he stands for. I like his style. And yeah, I want Ryan Garcia to win, but I'm just going to be honest, break the fight down and give my prediction. And that's how it should be. But yeah, first thing I want to say is the keys to victory. So if you haven't already, go on ProBox TV. I was watching Chris Algierian and Paulie Malignaggi, and they were talking about it beautifully. They were breaking it down, and I agree with a lot of what they said. For me, Ryan Garcia is going to be extremely dangerous early on. First 5-6 rounds, I'd say first 4-5 rounds certainly. I think for me, Ryan Garcia will probably win the first 6 rounds because Gervonta Tank Davis is such a slow starter. I understand, yeah, the positive is he doesn't look pressured. He never really looks pressured, and he does look in control, and he never looks worried that he's behind potentially on the scorecards or in the fight. But that's for Ryan Garcia to do. He needs to pressure, and he needs to pressure Tank, make him uncomfortable in those early rounds, and he really needs to try and hurt him early. I think he's got the speed and power to drop Tank Davis. Tank Davis hasn't fought anyone as powerful and as fast as Ryan Garcia. And don't get me wrong, Ryan Garcia hasn't either. This is the best fighter on both of their resumes. But for me, yeah, I think it's a real opportunity for Ryan Garcia to hurt Tank early on, and I think he really needs to go for it. Because for me, as the fight goes on, it's just Tank's fight in my opinion. I just think he's going to try and make it a dog fight, and I do really see. You can just tell. From what I've seen, Tank has that dog in him. I think if it's a war, I feel like Tank comes out on top because we've just seen more of Tank. We've seen him in the trenches at times. But then, do you know what? One thing I would say, and I'm kind of contradicting myself. For me, what I'd say is Ryan Garcia has overcome adversity. He's been dropped and he's come back and he's won the fight. And that was against Luke Campbell, who you could argue would be one of Tank's best wins, because he's not a big puncher, but he's a big lightweight. He has a lot of advantages over the likes of Tank and Garcia. He's a gold medalist, and he was unlucky not to be a world champion. He was a great fighter. He was a really good fighter, world level fighter, Luke Campbell, especially at that time when he was still hungry, to become a world champion. And I don't know if Tank's proven. We haven't seen him dropped, and maybe that's a strength. Maybe that's a positive for Tank, because he's got a great chin. But Tank hasn't really. He's fought a lot of fighters who are either below his weight class and he's bullying them because they're coming up, or he's fought fighters that are kind of past it. I mean, Gamboa was past it. Pedraza was struggling to make weight at the time. I'm not taking no credit to Tank for winning that fight. I know that was down at 130, but if you look at the lightweights he's fought, he never fought Lomachenko when he should have. He's fought Isaac Cruz. I'll give him that, good win. I know he hurt his hand, but he didn't look. He fought a different style in that fight. But I just think, look, one of the keys for Ryan Garcia is to keep the fight long. He needs to, he likes to use his jab as a rangefinder. He needs to keep it on the outside. And for Tank, he needs to be feinting his way in. And Paulie and Chris Algieri said it exactly like this. When Tank needs for him to get in and creep in, he needs to feint, not only feint, but he needs to throw left hands to the chest, to the stomach, to kind of break up Ryan Garcia's rhythm. And for Ryan Garcia to then overcome that, he needs to go for the check left hook. So Tank has to reset. So it's such if you can break it down in so much detail. But at the moment, I'm going to keep it nice and short. I think Tank, if it goes on late, I'm going for a Tank knockout. I just think Ryan Garcia's defense, his chin up in the air, could let him down in this fight. And I really want Ryan Garcia to win. I hope he knocks him out early, I really hope he does. But for me, I think Tank just he's fought. We've seen more of Tank. Ryan Garcia has been dropped before. Tank can adapt. He has that dog in him if it becomes a war, which I think it could possibly. And Tank has never been dropped. But then that's the thing. Has he fought someone? Which power punchers has Tank fought? So for me, I'm edging towards a Tank knockout in, I say, the 9th or 10th round. I'll say 9th, but I want Ryan Garcia to win, and there's so many reasons why he can. He's the best fighter Tank's fought. Tank hasn't fought someone as powerful and fast as him. Tank is a slow starter. Tank's chin, you could argue, hasn't been tested. Tank has been not hurt, but has been caught flush. The best way to put it is he does get hit a lot at times. Early on in the fight, he got hit by Rolly a lot. And in terms of the scorecards, like if Ryan Garcia can stay in the fight and keep his defense tight, he could win a decision. You never know, because I do think Ryan Garcia will be ahead in the fight. So I think it's going to be interesting. But guys, for now, I'm going for a Tank late knockout round 9. But I think fight week, emotions running high. I'll have more time to think about it, and it might change. But I'm really excited for this fight. Let me know in the comments what your prediction is, who you got, and let me just finish off with: do you think the winner of this fight will be the next face of boxing? Someone put a tweet out today. I think the face of boxing in 5 years could well be Shakur Stevenson. He'll be 30 years old. He'll be right in his prime, in his peak. And I think he'll probably be pound for pound number 1. I can't see anyone really beating Shakur Stevenson anywhere around his weight classes at the moment. And by the time, in 5 years' time or in a couple years' time, he could be at welterweight. He could be a 4, 5, 6 weight world champion. So, I don't know. I think, look, for the winner, I think it's huge in terms of being a star, the face of boxing, pay-per-view numbers, filling out arenas. I think the winner, they've got everything for them. They can become the face of boxing, and they've got a big future ahead of them. But yeah, guys, let me know, is the winner of this fight the next face of boxing? I'll be back with another video. Talking numbers on the phone while I'm getting brains. Switch 4 lanes. I'm in my own